the little rabbit dug a new home for himself. Then it compared the drawings. It's simply an ideal home. Just then, the wall started to shake. It was the mole from next door coming over to visit. He invited the little rabbit to take a look at his 2-bedroom apartment. The rabbit glanced at his own tiny 1-room home, and immediately felt embarrassed. At that moment, the mouse neighbor also popped in. The little rabbit took one look, and it was practically a luxurious little villa. The mole wanted to see the rabbit's design, maybe even give some suggestions, but the rabbit felt even more ashamed. He made up an excuse and hurried away. The little rabbit dug and dug, but accidentally dug into the hedgehog's home. Papa Hedgehog invited him to try some freshly baked bread, but the little rabbit apologized and backed out. Then he started digging frantically again, and ended up in the frog's home, then took a look around the lizard's place too. He kept digging and digging, until he stopped in front of a big door. Before he could knock, a roar came from inside. The rabbit was so scared he ran away at once. Finally, the little rabbit felt he had dug far enough, and decided to build his home right there. But with one strike of his shovel, he punctured an underground river. The little rabbit tried to use his body to block it, but it was no use at all. In despair, he had no choice but to ask for help from the very neighbors he least wanted to face. He knocked on the honey badger's door. Crying, the little rabbit confessed everything, sitting on the ground, ready to accept whatever happened. But to his surprise, the honey badger didn't blame him. Instead, he raised his head and let out a loud howl, calling all the animals over. And what they brought wasn't blame. They all worked together to dig a new drainage outlet, and even built a little fountain. The little rabbit who survived the disaster looked at the nest he designed, then shyly called out to his neighbors. He wanted to ask for their help. The neighbors just smiled generously, and the rabbit's little home finally looked like a real house, complete with a kitchen, a bedroom, and even a small chimney. Daring to ask for help when lost, and still being willing to reach out when afraid, is actually also a part of growing up.